All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody who's right now watching this video is because you previously watched the video we published on Instagram, and you probably either sent me a DM because you wanted to access this strategy that we use to help our clients in the real estate niche, which I'm going to be talking about in a little bit of what we do exactly. Now, we're going to show you exactly how to add 2 to 5 extra closings every single month, okay? And it's not from luck, it's not from referrals, but it's from a system that works whether you're on a call or you're off the clock. So essentially something that you build once, or that we built once for you, plug it in the back end, and then it just runs for you. The only thing you need to be doing is contacting the leads, showing up to the consultations, and keeping everything up to date. That's whether you're doing it yourself or we're doing it for you, which I'll be talking about how everything works towards the end of the video. So stick around, okay? Now, this is 100% system driven. There's nothing that we're guessing here. Everything is systemized from A to B, okay? So the whole process for the lead, from the time that they're attracted or that they come into the pipeline to the time that they're reached out to, or they get on the phone with you, or the ISA or whoever is contacting the leads, to the point that they're converted into closing a deal, everything is laid out, okay? This is something that I want you to understand, that you need to be able to lay out every single step of the process, whether it is follow-up systems, nurture systems, or if they don't show up to an appointment, how are you gonna get that lead back, or what are you gonna do to be able to get them back? Now, the real problem is that most agents are stuck in a broken cycle. So there are 3 common patterns that kill growth before it even starts. For example, you're busy 1 month, but the next you have basically crickets. No predictability, no pipeline. You don't know when the next lead is coming. You don't know where it's coming from, and you're just hoping that you're getting a referral. Relying on word of mouth means that your business grows at someone else's pace. So what does that mean? If someone wants to give you a referral, you either ask for it and you wait until they decide to talk to the person and connect you with them, or you need to wait till it is the right time to ask. If you don't have a process in place to ask for referrals, then you gotta be all over the place just waiting or hoping for a referral, okay? Now, random posting, if you're doing social media, if you're posting organic content and you want to grow your personal brand, which you should be doing as a real estate agent, since it's a really person-to-person business, posting without tracking or having a content strategy to be able to grow and attract the right type of person to your page, which in this case is a buyer, not someone who wants to be entertained. That's another common problem. You don't have a clear strategy with your posting. You're just posting memes, or you're just posting whatever, you know, that you think would be fit to attract someone who wants to buy. You've probably seen a lot of realtors or a lot of agents that also post meme content. You know, it's not bad to post entertainment, but you have to make sure that you're talking to the right prospect, okay? You don't want to be entertaining a bunch of random people coming to your page and following you. You want a very niche, very specific type of person following you and watching your videos. All right, if you go look at my page, I have over 400 followers, and most of these followers are either realtors or local businesses, okay? I don't care about having 2,000 followers, 100,000 followers, because the whole point here is to grow the business, attract the ideal client, and then convert them with content like this video that you're watching right now, okay? This is exactly what you need to do with your own content. It doesn't matter how many followers you get, doesn't matter how many views. It's about how many sales you can get from the views that you get, all right? If you're able to convert 1% of 1,000 views, that's what? 10 people. How much is one person, one deal worth to you? Okay? You need to think about that. Now, without a system, from what I've seen, I've talked to a lot of realtors, a lot of agents that are barely starting in their process or have been around for a while. Basically, the problem that we solve is that we install a system in the back end that it fills up all the gaps, okay? It fills all the gaps from the time that you attract the lead, you reach out to the lead, then you send the appointment, which is converting the lead, and then closing the deal. All those gaps are filled. Now, if you need to nurture the lead because they have a long timeline, which is what's very common in this industry in real estate, then this is how it's gonna look. Okay, let's say in January you have 3 closed deals. Next month you're basically unemployed again. So let's say for some reason one of those 3 deals, they refer you to someone, you get 1 deal right here in February. During the whole month of February and January, you were doing your due diligence, you were door knocking or cold calling or doing whatever it takes to get another client. So whatever you did in January or February, it's fitting you on March. So you get 4 deals, which is great. But then you spend the whole time trying to convert all those 4 deals. You made it, you converted all the 4 prospects into deals, but you didn't have enough time to keep filling up your pipeline. Now April comes and you have 0 prospects, 0 deals. Okay. Now this keeps going on and on and on throughout the whole year. Now this is exactly for someone who's tired of relying on word of mouth, relying on referrals, or having a good month and then next month being unemployed again, because essentially that's how it is. You eat what you kill. So you want to make sure that you have a full pipeline, even if the leads are not converting yet. Once the time goes by, once you do your due diligence, you nurture all the leads, you're going to be converting at this pace: 1 this month, 2 next month, 2 next month, 3 next month, and whatever you did at the first month, all the nurturing that you did at the 3rd month, you're going to have 3 to 5 or more deals pending for you to close. Now this is a compounded system. This is not like a magic wand that automatically will give you 3, 4, or 5 deals to close in the first month. You can't think about it like that. If you're bad at converting, if you're bad at selling, then this is going to be difficult for you. But if you're willing to put in the work, you're willing to sell your ass off, talk to people, connect with them, nurture them, be on top of it, be willing to take advice from a team that has been doing this for a while and that knows what comes with it and how the results compound, then you should keep watching, because this is exactly what you need. Now, this growth system has 5 components and is one compounding machine, just like I just told you. Real estate has a very long timeline to convert a lead from prospect to close deal. So you need to think about that. You need to put in the work. You need to have systems that allow you to attract as many people as possible, talk to the least amount of people as possible. And the way that you do that is by qualifying the right way, then converting those who are serious and those who are not ready yet, but are very promising. Keep them in the pipeline and not let them fall through the cracks. If they're ready, you want to be able to reach out at the point where they're ready. Okay? That way you can close the deal and you don't get anything falling through the cracks. Now, what are the 5 components that I'm talking about? Each piece feeds the next. So remove one and the system leaks. Everything complements the next thing. Okay, now the first thing is niche and avatar. You need to know exactly who you want more of and speak only to them. This ideal client that you attract automatically feeds your content, all right? You build attention and trust before anyone ever picks up the phone. For this ideal client, every piece of content that you post is a nurturing piece of content that allows you to warm up this cold lead. That way, when you get on the phone with them, they've seen your videos, they've seen your video tours, whatever you're posting, and they already trust you. They already want to talk to you because they know that you have what they want. They're not going to be asking you, hey, do you work only with pre-owned, or do you only work with new builds? Because you've been posting everything. You've been posting home tours of pre-owned houses. You've been posting the home tours of new builds. You've been posting about you working with military families. You've been posting client testimonials. You've been doing your due diligence with the content, right? Now, the content also serves a specific purpose, which is helping the ads perform better, all right? You can see it as pouring fuel on what's working and scaling on demand. All right, you put the fuel behind the ads and you give them a little lead magnet that they're able to get, like a home buyer's guide or a local home buyer's guide, the best spots in San Antonio to be if you're moving to San Antonio. Okay, something like that. Some type of lead magnet that sparks interest in the people that are watching your ad. Now, those ads are going to attract the exact type of person that you need to be able to close as a client. Those ads are going to be putting your content in front of hundreds of thousands of people that you're able to reach out, talk to them on the phone, set them as an appointment, tour houses, get pre-approved, and then close the deal. Okay, The ads are an amplifier of what you're already doing organically. Now, the follow-up automations. This comes in hand with the ads. So once a person comes through the ads, fills out the form, they come to the pipeline where either you, the ISA, or whoever is helping you set up the appointments are going to be reaching out to them, are going to be calling them, and are going to be following up with them if they don't answer, okay? Those leads that come from the ads get into follow-up automations. So you stay in front of every lead every time without lifting a finger. So if you, like I said, if you're doing it yourself, or you're hiring an ISA to do it yourself, to get on the phone, qualify the person, and book the appointment for you, you're not going to be talking to them on the phone unless they're a qualified lead and they want to talk to you for a consultation because they want to get pre-approved or they want to move forward in the process. No, you didn't have to go cold call or knock on doors, or wait for a referral. You didn't have to do any of that. You go to sleep the night before, you wake up next day, you look at your pipeline, and you see this new lead that you have to call, do some discovery, some qualification. That's simple. Now, tracking. You make decisions from data, not feelings. Don't guess. So we've been running ads, we've been running these campaigns for agents here in the local area of San Antonio, but whether it is in San Antonio, Texas, or Canada, or the whole United States, we have the data of what works and doesn't work. Now, if you're doing this yourself, you need to make sure that you're tracking every single metric. What are those metrics? Show up rate. If you have a banger ad, you need to make sure that the quality is on point, that the show up rate is on point. Because if you have a good ad that is attracting a lot of people, but when you try to get on the phone with them, they don't answer, they don't show up to the appointments, or they essentially just ghost you once they set up the appointment, then the lead quality compared to how the ads are performing, it's not worth it. That's why you need to make sure that you're tracking every single data point to make decisions. Now, next thing is how leads flow. All right. So most leads need multiple touches before they close. A system captures and nurtures every lead, not just the ones who respond first. Okay. So just because you got in touch with someone or you got them on the phone, you were able to talk to them and they told you, yeah, I'm very interested. I have a 700 credit score, 630 credit score, 620 credit score. I have the budget. My timeline is 3 months. Let's go ahead and book the appointment. The appointment day comes, you have a consultation with them, they tell you what they want. You tell them, hey, okay, so you have everything ready to go. You just need to get pre-approved in order for us to go and tour some houses. Once that happens, you hang up the phone. You need to keep in mind that these leads can ghost you at any point, okay? You need to tell them before you hang up the phone, you don't tell them, hey, let me know when to reach out. Let me know when you were able to get pre-approved. All right, you need to set the standard. You need to tell them, okay, I'm gonna send you these links and I'm gonna call you tomorrow, see how you're doing. If there's anything that I can help you with to fill out the form, but I'm gonna call you at this time. I'm gonna call you in 2 days at this time, or let's meet up, go for a coffee. I'll help you fill out the form, bring this documentation, whatever. You need to stay in touch with them, because if you tell them, just let me know when you're able to fill out the pre-approval, let me know when you get the documents, most of the time people are not gonna do the due diligence. Most of the time people are gonna forget, or people are gonna just have buyer remorse because they saw the ad, they got excited, they saw the house, they were like, okay, I want a house like that, I want a house like that for my family. So this is something that I've noticed a lot. Just because you get them on the phone, just because you have a consultation with them, just because they tell you they want to buy, they're excited, they're thinking about the next home, just because they do all of that, it doesn't mean that you get to relax. You need to stay on top of mind. You need to guide them like a little kid. So this is something that we also try to help our clients with. Everything is pre-built. Selling is the most important part. The automations do the heavy lifting, but you need to make sure that you're leveraging this, because this is not a magic wand that you can just turn it on and it will automatically close the deals for you. Okay, you need to be proactive. Let's say out of those 1,000, instead of 400, you get 30 leads. Okay, out of those 30 leads, you qualify 15, half of those, instead of 200. So out of those 30 leads, you qualify 15 because the rest didn't answer. Out of those 15, you need to follow up with 10. Out of those 10, 5 respond and you close 5. Okay, that's how it works. You want to talk to the least amount of people and close the most amount of deals. Next thing, real case studies. So here's what this looks like in practice. This is our results. An agent with a strong local reputation but zero digital system. Here's what's changed. So we had this client and we had to start basically from zero. We have to define the niche, stop marketing to everyone, focus on move up buyers into zip codes. We're targeting a specific area. That way we make sure that it's easier for you to show up in front of people and they can keep you top of mind and you can try to become the most known in your area, okay? Now, lead quality immediately went up because we're not targeting everyone. We're targeting a small section. Now, after that, after we defined the niche and helped to bring up the lead quality, we launched content and we launched the ads. So we had the shoot, we recorded his monthly content, we recorded the ads. That same day, we sent all the content, we sent it to the editors. They were able to get all the videos ready. And the video content over that period of time, built trust. We used the ads to retarget the audience that already seen the previous ads, put listings in front of warm audiences. And this is what our retargeting campaign does. This helps us to 3x more inbound inquiries. So we get more people interested texting us, but we also get more people getting disqualified. So we're not working with people who are window shoppers, tire kickers. If someone has a 580 credit score, then we just sign them up, we declare a repair company, and you get commission off of that. And then we make one lead that is not ready yet. We get some return on investment from that too. We're able to leverage every single result that we get. So we already have everything templated. We already have everything ready to go to plug in. So the only thing that happens is we plug in the automated tags, the emails that keep the leads warm. The only thing we need to wait for is for them to be ready so that you can close the deal. Some of them are going to take 90 days. Some of them are going to take 6 months. But what you do in April is going to feed you in August. What you do in January is going to feed you in March. So you need to look at it in that way, okay? This is not something that works overnight. It requires time. But do you rather spend that time with unpredictability, or do you want to spend that time building something that is going to work for you forever? Now, we implement the follow-up sequence. We make sure that every lead is nurtured if they're not ready yet, or if they need to be closed, they need to be sent into an appointment, or they have already been booked into an appointment and they have a consultation with you in 2 days. We need to make sure that we stay top of mind so they don't ghost. We need to make sure that they show up for the appointment, which is the next goal after they come in. Now, we turn on the tracking. Weekly dashboard show exactly which source was producing closings. So we don't just record ads, post them, and leave them there and forget about them. You need to keep track of every single metric. You need to make sure that if the ad is already fatiguing, then you need to have a backup of ad creatives that you can just launch and you can replace what's already fatigued, or you already know that this offer is working, then we're doing more of that. This offer is not working, we're changing our approach. So this is how you're able to find that campaign that works for you, attract the ideal client, the ideal lead quality. We don't want a bunch of people asking for a list of homes. We want a bunch of people that want to buy. With the system, what predictable growth looks like, okay? So it's the same effort, same market, completely different trajectory. With the system, average closings per month will grow to 3.5 to 5 if you're a really good closer. Closings per month, which is, you just make the math, average commission check for you in your area. That's how much you're going to get for those 3 deals, depending on the price point, okay? Now, typical ramp time, in order to start seeing the results, it takes 90 days. So first month, start testing the strategy. We implement the follow-up systems, we plug in the systems, put out your first piece of content, and we launch all the ads. Second month, you should be already getting consultations. You should already be getting lead flow in your pipeline that we're able to start qualifying, disqualifying, put in nurture sequences. So this is how I start scaling. You can see after month 5, that's when you start seeing the ramp up. It infinitely scales with you as long as you're still proactive and diligent, but you can't expect this to work as a magic wand overnight. That's something that I'm not going to get tired of repeating. Now, about Luminance, who we are. So we build the systems end to end. Every single thing that you get, every single SMS, every single email, everything is proven to work, to convert and nurture the leads. If we need to reactivate a pipeline, we have a sequence for that. If we need to launch a webinar, we have the automations for that. These are things that were built once, so you don't have to build them yourself, because it does take a long time, but we're here to save you time. Because what's the price for doing it yourself? Maybe it's not money, but you're paying with your time. And that's the most important currency that there is. Okay. Now, Luminance is a boutique growth agency for real estate professionals. We work with a small group of agents at a time, so we can go deep, not wide. So we focus on the niche and the avatar clarity, content strategy and production, paid ad campaigns that track ROI, CRM and follow-up automations, weekly performance dashboards. What you get is a system, not just a service. You get predictable monthly pipeline, leads nurture automatically, something that you don't have to do yourself. You don't have to write on a piece of paper or your calendar. Follow up with X lead, follow up with Zara, follow up with Maria. Everything is handled in the back end for you. We make every decision based on data, not guessing. We're looking at every single metric, and then we're deciding this is the right course of action, this is the lead quality, this is the show up rate, this is what we need to do next, this is what we need to fix in order to get the closing. Now, time back in your calendar. You don't need to spend time building these automations. You don't need to spend time scripting the right content. You don't need to spend time scripting your ads. You don't need to spend time analyzing the data, writing it down, tracking every single metric, writing every single number. You don't need to spend time calling every single person that comes through the pipeline. You don't need to spend time qualifying, nurturing, sending SMS. You don't need to spend time building all the systems that actually are hundreds of messages, hundreds of emails. You don't need to spend time doing all of this that at the end of the day will only make you waste time that you can be spending on closing deals, working on the business, not in the business. Okay? So Luminance focuses on growth systems for real estate professionals. You want to spend the least amount of time working in the business. Now, if this all sounds good to you, if you resonate with this, if you're tired of just spending endless time finding the right strategy, posting, waiting for the right video to pop, to go viral in order for you to get more leads, get sponsorships, get more opportunities. If you're tired of waiting for an opportunity to present to you, book a call with us down below in the description. Well, thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.